Greetings and welcome to the Fate of Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly D&D 5th edition actual play campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running our game as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer and owner of the Inscrutable Tower, and we're here today with our good friends.
Jill Denitis, playing Veo Wrath, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker, Ranger Rogue, Spy Master.
And Joe Gorman playing Wrath, the warlock who can never die.
Thank you for joining us once again. We're the Dungeon Dudes. Kelly and I post all sorts of great content here on YouTube where we cover everything TTRPGs and D&D, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters and all of our great actual play content. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so that you never miss any of our episodes.
You can join us on Tuesdays when we broadcast the campaign right here on YouTube. You can also check us out as an audio-only podcast as well.
Also, we've just recently launched some new updates to our Patreon, including expanding our reward tiers with some exciting new things. Our Patreon supporters now gain access to all of our video content, our regular YouTube videos, and episodes of Fate of Drakkenheim 1 week before they go live on YouTube. So if you're excited to find out what happens next time after you watch this episode, you can get on our Patreon and you can start watching the next episode right after this one and get even more great Drakkenheim content. So be sure to follow the links down below to sign up for our Patreon today. And now, let's get back to Drakkenheim.
Drakkenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide once and for all the fate of Drakkenheim.
When last we left our heroes, Sebastian, Veo, and Wrath had returned to the Inscrutable Tower, where they found that the Academy has been very busy here. Apparently, the mage Ryan Graymere, once a malfeasant wizard, has reunited with the Academy and is in charge of operations at the Inscrutable Tower, and the Academy has been busy here while our players have been away, doing all sorts of new things with Delirium, and including buying more of the stuff from the Iron Helm Dwarves and the Queen's Men, and even temporarily getting the teleportation circle working again. So with that, our heroes have returned to the tower to retrieve Sebastian's mirror, which they suspect has been locked away in the deep vaults. The deep cells being where the Academy keeps some of the most dangerous magic items and monsters that they've ever encountered, far, far below the Academy Tower. Our heroes have the Inscrutable Staff in hand, and it is known that the Inscrutable Staff is one of the key items to utilizing the full power of the Inscrutable Tower itself. And it was mentioned to our heroes that Ryan Graymere quite might like to have that, but they haven't spoken with the mage yet. And they're deciding their next action in Sebastian's room over whether they're going to talk to Ryan Graymere, whether they're going to try to break into the deep cells, what they're going to try. So we turning it over to you. You are in Sebastian's room. You've been here for a little while.
You've eaten a lot of waffles.
Yeah.
So many waffles.
Mostly waffles now.
And a bit of bacon.
Yeah. And you've been waffling around quite a lot.
Okay.
We walked outside, we said hi to one person, we had an idea, we ran back inside, continued to eat waffles.
And we argued some more about the ideas.
Yeah.
I think that we just go and try the elevator and see if it goes to the deep vaults.
We can try.
Okay.
Sure.
No, okay, here's the thing. I like the plans. I think we actually have a few plans.
What were the plans?
Okay. Plan number 1. We transform Veo into either a monster that needs to be contained in the deep vaults, or an object, but as we discussed, we cannot turn her into a magical object. So we turn her into a bucket and we pour the Sten goo into her.
Yeah.
And then we say we need to get this to the deep vaults.
Show us where to go.
Option 3, I cast
2 or 3.
I guess... Is that...
Yeah.
Option D, I cast what I'm calling demonic transformation. I know it's draconic transformation, just let me flavor it. Demonic transformation to become a demon, and then you need to put me into the deep vaults. Option Delta, well, there was another one.
Echo.
Option Echo, there was another one.
We take something that Veo already has and take that to the vault.
Right, Veo has a few things in her pocket that are highly dangerous items.
That we shouldn't really be carrying
carrying
around.
around, so
Such as a key to Nox,
I do have a key to Nox.
which maybe they want in the
A
default.
gem to unlock Nox.
I will.
Do we want them to have that? I'm not sure, but it's
But
in
it
my
might
pocket.
be. It might be a ticket to the deep vaults.
I also have some. What is it? Some snail.
Snail the escargot.
Escargot.
From
Contaminated snail escargot. So if we want to pour some, just like Sten's goop in the corner, I don't know.
We can
we
make
wanna
something.
Make something. Experiment. See if that goes weird. That's playing like. FGH, though.
Again, the threshold of what is dangerous enough to go in the deep vaults
Probably
is a
not that.
pretty high bar to clear.
Yeah.
Right?
But-
Like, you know, but also you don't even know who you would talk to about putting something in the deep vaults.
Yeah.
So
Have we either Sebastian or Wrath ever seen something get taken away to the deep vaults?
like neither like the last time the deep vaults were like in regular use was 15 years ago. Right? So and so anything that you might have heard of like
Rumor.
there's stories of like, oh, in Paradox Castle, these kids went into this secret chamber that they weren't supposed to go into, and they were meddling around, and they found something there that they really shouldn't have, and that needed to go into the deep vaults, right? And that's kind of the
Okay.
I've got
Yeah.
an idea. Would Eldrick know about the deep vaults?
Maybe he was.
Can you call him? Do we have somebody to call him?
Do we still have like?
You have a sending
Sending
phone?
spell?
You have a send-
Don't we have sending phones? Sending stones?
Rudy had one to call her family. Theo does not.
Man, I gotta tell you, like, I am a terrible communicator.
I have a manual of flesh golems that I still have not had the time to read.
You know what though? I think option A.
Try the elevator.
Try the
Try
elevator.
the elevator, because if we just get there, I'm sure you can open. In fact, can you just ask the inscrutable staff where the deep vaults are?
Does my inscrutable staff? Do you talk?
Okay,
the
nice.
inscrutable staff
Nicer.
does not talk.
Dear inscrutable staff, O holiest and worthiest of magical staffs, dost thou have a voice to guideth me to the deep vaults?
No.
It might
There's
just
no
not
response.
like you enough to talk to you. I've
All
seen
right.
that happen before.
Let's just head to the elevator.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Okay.
I open the door. I walk by Billiard. Hey, Billiard.
Hey, Sebastian.
He's been just standing outside our door.
No, he's kind of doing some housekeeping on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, he's watering the plants. Let him do his work.
Let him water.
Elevators?
Yeah, I go to the
Step
elevator.
over the sick in front of your door. Sorry.
Yeah.
Billiard's viciously trying to get cat puke out of a carpet.
Oh man.
Or a billiard.
I go into the elevator. You guys all in?
Yeah, but
Okay.
like, just so Billy doesn't hear, we don't want to.
Defaults.
But more clear than that, just whisper.
Yeah.
Deep vaults.
What are you doing with the staff?
Do you press the button?
Slap the
there a
staff into
button?
the buttons.
There's arcane runes that light up that show the runes on the elevator say lobby, great hall, residences, research levels, library, and director's office.
I poke my finger below those to where there is no rune, and I go deep vaults.
Okay. Give me an arcana check.
Imagine I just
Are you lucky at all? No.
wait.
You don't have anything, no?
Don't I have? Isn't there like a?
It chops off your finger.
Rat, you try. You don't mind
No,
losing
wait.
fingers. Come
Magical
on.
guidance.
I got
whatever-
all mine again.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a sorcery point to re-roll that.
Oh, smart.
15. Wait, what? Not 15. I was adding my last roll to that roll.
We're gonna be fine.
22.
Okay.
22.
We're gonna be fine. Going
The elevator shudders, and the magic bristles to life and begins moving up.
Oh no.
Does that work?
No, it's probably taking us to the Ryan Graymere. It's probably like a.
They probably heard the word.
I take my staff and I smash it into the panel and I go,
No, touch it.
well,
Gentle.
Are you smashing it into the panel, or are you touching
I'm
it?
pressing it firmly into the panel and I go, deep vaults
Okay.
with the inscrutable staff.
Okay, give me another Arcana check.
This one's got to work.
Can I help him? Can I guidance?
Sure.
You can do it, Sebastian. Use all of the power that you know.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to add 1.
Can you use another sorcery point?
Yes.
Oh yeah!
23.
Okay. As if, like, you feel this thing like the magic's like, yeah, I heard you the first time, and it goes faster upwards.
No, guys, this is working.
I don't like the last time it did that.
What if it takes us to the dying?
No, guys, this is so like the Academy.
Up is down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you went to Paradox Castle, right?
I escaped from a... I think I escaped.
Do you remember those like times that you would be going down a hallway and you'd open a door and walk through it and then suddenly you'd be falling because the gravity would shift because the door was in the ceiling of another room?
I get it. Yeah. That's why
it's one of those.
having a cat patron is so important because you always land on your feet. No matter what way.
Do you?
Mostly.
I think we're going to the deep vaults. I think I nailed it.
Nice job,
Okay.
Sebastian. Greatest archmage. True archmage of Drakkenheim.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding
The
on to
elevators?
whatever I got because it's going. I'm like, last time this happened, it didn't go over well. I don't want to lose my waffles.
Don't lose your waffles.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just a great
The
statement.
elevators continue.
Don't lose your waffles.
That's the title.
Name of this episode: Lose Your Waffles.
Don't lose your
Don't
waffles.
lose your
Don't
waffles.
lose your waffles.
The elevator stops, and the signs the elevator tells you director's offices, and it opens into the large antechamber and lobby before the director's offices. Now you know that this room of the tower, like the actual director's office, kind of is in like a slightly extra planar space, and so you can see this is a room that is similar to the lobby below, but directly above you is the Nexus. So the pillars here, what you can actually see is that the Academy has made a bunch of changes to the pillars underneath the Nexus. What used to be these big stone pillars are now large glass tubes that have the massive Delirium crystals from the outside installed within. And the Academy, and there's several Academy mages around here that are maintaining these tubes, and you can feel the thrumming of incredible power that is coming off of these essentially Delirium power reactors.
Cool.
And so the Academy mages are kind of tending to them. One of them is like reloading a container of Delirium into the whole thing. It looks like they're using like some kind of like liquefied Delirium, and like the Delirium crystals are in like elemental water in the tubes, and like there's this radiating heat and magic coming off of them. There's several Academy Protector constructs that are wandering around, and then what looks like kind of like the key arcane circle in the middle where the mages are working on things, and the portal that leads to the director's office, and then ostensibly the other way up from here would be to go to the Nexus itself.
Do we recognize any of the mages around?
Maybe like you've seen them around, but in the kind of way it's like I've seen your face, but I don't really know you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elevator, I said deep vaults.
And they acknowledge you when they see you. They're like, Master Wizard, Master Mage Sebastian, welcome.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, at this point you recognize a few of them. It looks like one of the women might have been Shayla Lane from before, as well as Kemmler and Fisk, some of the mages earlier, and they're like, it's going really, really well. Ryan Graymere's back working with the Academy, and we've made incredible progress here at the Inscrutable Tower since. Look at these. This is the new Nexus core.
Awesome. It looks
Stable.
Yep. Better than it did last time I was here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Obviously, there's still a lot to do. We're preparing. This is currently just the prototype. Says Archmage Lane. She explains, these are currently sustaining the entirety of the shielding that is protecting the tower from the deep haze. But what we're working on right now is a larger process that we can actually send this power out through the entire city. So
Super shield.
Yeah, she's
actually far more than even just that. These machines provide so much arcane power that we could use it to simply supply sustainable power sources to the people of Drakkenheim.
Free power.
Basically, limitless free power. Like, we think that we could probably install magical lighting in every home. We could be using this to clear out the entire aqueduct. She points to Fisk. Fisk is working on a pump system that would be powered by Delirium that would completely purify the entire water supply coming back into Drakkenheim.
I don't know how to turn that into a bad thing.
It's
And there's
completely
no,
ultra.
Oh, come here. Come look at this.
And it's neutralized? Like there's no negative effects?
Well, the idea, of course, is that we would need to do a little bit more cleanup, but that's what else we're working on. Come, look at these. And they bring you over to the constructs that are on the walls. And these big machines, there's a moment where you're like, that thing looks deadly because it's got what looks to be like a giant hammer and a massive drill on it. And Fisk excitedly explains, so we've been working on these construction units. They are automated constructors. One mage can remotely control an entire team of them, and they're capable of clearing out rubble, rebuilding buildings, repairing any sort of damage, and best of all, they're all shielded. They all have containment units that allow us to collect and mine Delirium safely and remotely.
That's pretty incredible.
How do you control them? Where do you control them
The
from?
same way that you using a scrying orb. It's just, if you can cast the scrying spell, you can control these.
Wow.
I wish I could cast this.
I really wish I could scry.
So what we've been doing, of course, we've been relying on people like the Ironhelm Dwarves and unfortunately mercenaries for bringing in Delirium. But our whole plan here is that these units can start off collecting Delirium, bringing it in for storage here in the Inscrutable Tower, but eventually can be deployed for rebuilding efforts in the city itself. And if the water supply is clear, we really, it's really amazing what Graymere's been able to lead us on. The project, apparently she's working on a whole presentation to give the king.
Wow. That's great. This is great.
But again, there's no this energy there's no side effects. There's no... I mean, Delirium is hostile.
Of course, it is. The containment fields, we would not, again, the containment fields, your work with Eldrick and the work that Ryan Graymere have done, we've really worked hard on the containment fields. They're very, very reliable. It does require that they're protected, and we've made sure that places like the Inscrutable Tower are safe. But we're working on ways that we can reduce the chances of a catastrophic backlash down to 0.02%.
That's
Low.
low.
It's not nothing.
I mean,
I'm just wondering what the catch is.
And of course,
you work with me, and there's a point, there's a higher risk of me blowing us up than 0.02.
Yeah, but usually that's not involving too many casualties.
The hope is that once Nexus Prime is ready, we'll be able to actually advance into the crater and secure more power to sustain the apparatus, and then we'll be able to we'll need the rerouted water pumping system to make sure that we have the cooling to really keep the entire thing stable.
What is Nexus Prime?
Oh, I should let Ryan Graymere tell you about it. It's very exciting.
This is incredible, and for reasons I can't get into, I am very conflicted. Because
He ate a lot of waffles.
I ate a lot of waffles. The work you're doing here, this sounds incredibly valuable, and like it could help a lot of people.
It's the other dimension is this has been some of the best work. I'm so proud of the work that we've done here. For a while, people like some of the other Academy directors were really interested perhaps in some of the more violent applications of Delirium, but that's not what we're doing here. Of course, there's still a lot of potential with all that, but that's been none of the research that we've been working on here. We've been trying to find ways that we can use Delirium to actually improve the world and make things better. And honestly, it's really exciting stuff. I think that people are going to be really excited once they see what we've achieved here.
Just thinking inside of our heads, telepathic bond. Maybe we did misread the room. Maybe it is worth considering talking to the one, Ryan Graymere, and proposing a swap or trade of relinquishing the inscrutable staff for the mirror.
I don't know.
The inscrutable staff isn't just ours to give, it's
Yours.
not mine.
No.
Whose is it?
It's one of the badges of office for the crown. Like it's our
Like,
whole crew.
But it truly, if I remember correctly, it's like the holy relics. They were created, but to be decided by the Illyrians. If the Illyrians decide what to do with it, with like the phylactery, or the
Reliquary?
the reliquary. The Illyrians decide what to do with the reliquary. The Academy decides what to do with the inscrutable staff. Just like
I think it's still giving it to our enemies.
But
though.
Ryan Graymere may have the best of intentions in that sense, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the Academy, especially the Directorate, does. And until, Wrath, your first hand you saw what your father was up to.
yeah,
He's part of the Directorate.
It's just this feels not directorate-y.
And if it's not, then conversations can be had, but we don't have to hand it over right now.
Do we then continue, get the mirror, and then decide what to do?
I don't see why it's Sebastian's. I don't see why we would have to trade it. And if it does, that's a foot in front of us.
I promised you guys like a 10-minute adventure. I thought we were just going to come here and pick up the mirror and leave.
Yeah, this was supposed to be just an errand.
Yeah, we were supposed to be back by now. They're probably waiting for us.
We should know better than that.
We're just going to quickly run over to that place we don't go very often.
Right?
The one of the mages asks, it's not true, is it though, that the new king's gonna let the Illyrians just destroy all the Delirium, is it?
Why would that be a bad thing?
Well,
We ask neutrally.
I understand that. So that it's complicated, and you should be able to realize that it's a very complicated matter. You've heard the stories of what Delirium.
I mean, we've seen it firsthand. We're out here, but it just seems very short-sighted to destroy something just because
it's killed trillions of people across the galaxy. Destroyed entire planets, civilizations, brought cities to the ground, crumbled nations.
Separated families and...
Water does all the same
Filled
one of the other mages says, well,
Yeah, but it's required for life.
maybe,
So we accept that about it.
but the mages say, you know, we've been looking into this because now that we've had the ability to study Delirium, it's very fundamental. Like, it's part of our universe. It's part of our world. It's not going anywhere in a cosmic sense. It's always going to be here. And so we can keep running from it, or we can find ways to turn it into a more useful purpose. And that's might be the way that we deal with it in the end.
I don't disagree, and if I could just ask you a question about that. Okay, do you admit that it can be dangerous?
Absolutely. But is
But
magic not fundamentally dangerous?
But in the right hands. So, is it not the smartest move to try to reduce the amount of danger that it causes by removing it from the wrong hands and leaving it only in the hands that are using it for good?
Fisk says, of course. And that's exactly what we're doing.
It's still being traded all around the world. Drakkenheim is still a contaminated wasteland, and there are monsters popping up all over Westamar.
Look at what we've accomplished. Here, now that we've had access to all the resources that we need, and now that you've brought the inscrutable staff, we'll have full operational power back here at the inscrutable tower.
That's great.
And what we'll be able to achieve here... Listen, Sebastian, nobody here has any illusions on how dangerous Delirium is.
Well, it sounds like you're closed-minded to the problems of the world if you're thinking we should just let it be.
That's not what it's... And another one of the mages says, that's not what a single person here believes. We know that we can't let Delirium just be.
Good.
We just don't think that destroying it is the best solution to dealing with it. It offers far too much constructive power. Delirium's creative capabilities outweigh its destructive capabilities. And that's saying something.
But the power in whose hands? And I get it. Y'all in this room seem to have really good intentions about what's going on, but can you say that about the entirety of your organization?
Maybe not, but we think that we're doing good things here, and Ryan Gramier is committed to doing good things. She's been nothing but a great leader for us since she's come back.
I don't disagree with any of that, but there are other people who have a say in what happens with Delirium, and not all of them would be as helpful as what you're describing. And as a matter of fact, I've talked to some people higher up at the Academy who want to use it for war, for power, and that's just going to lead to more destruction and more death.
If people see what we're capable of making with Delirium, and people ask us to keep making weapons instead of making things that can feed people, house people, clothe them, help them with work, maybe the problem isn't Delirium, maybe the problem's people.
I don't disagree with that at all. But I think what the king wants to do right now, so I don't know if you know about the situation in Dransmond, but there was a whole ordeal down there because of the amount of Delirium that's drifted out into the ocean. These are the sorts of problems that we need to cure.
Yeah, and look at this. They bring you over to one of the machines. We've been actually thinking about this exact problem, and we're currently working on these guys. And you see one of the constructs looks like it's been built with like aquatic ballasts. How are we going to deal with anything in Ash Bay without things like this?
You raise valid points. I believe that there's a middle ground where everybody's right. I don't think that we should just let Delirium run rampant. I don't think you do either. I don't think that having the amount of Delirium that we currently have nestled in the heart of Drakkenheim is a good thing for anybody. Everything tries to kill us all the time. I think that there's...
But come on, Wrath, Sebastian. Don't you think that of anybody in the world, wouldn't you rather the Academy be the ones responsible for this than anybody else?
No.
Not in the way it is now.
Not the way it is now. There are dangerous people in the Academy who would use this in the wrong way. Ryan Greymere might not be one of them, but there are others, and Ryan Greymere is not the leader of the entire Amethyst Academy.
Well, that's kind of disappointing to hear. Anyways, we've got our own work to do, but I think Ryan Greymere is expecting you. You're more than welcome to talk to her.
Thank you for the tour.
I was actually trying to go down to the basement, and the elevator just brought me here.
Oh, you were trying to go to the basement?
Yeah, I'm looking for something. Do you know where the deep vaults are?
Until I'm like, no!
We've misplaced some of
Yeah, I just wanted to...
Sebastian's personal items.
They took something out of my room that was very dangerous. I just want to make sure it got there safely, and I wanted to ask the attendant at the entrance to the deep vaults if it's safely secured down there or not.
We're assuming it was there because that's where we heard.
Yeah, we don't
go.
even know if it made it there.
They said they didn't take anything out of rooms unless it was.
Something was removed
going
from
on.
my apartment, and I need to make sure I know where it is. Do you know where it is? I don't think so, so I really need to know how to get to the deep vaults.
The mages look at each other and they say, if you need access to the deep vaults, you're going to have to talk to Ryan Greymere about that.
Oh, you guys don't know how to get there either? Is Ryan Greymere the only one who knows?
No, we know. But if you don't know how to get to the deep vaults, that means you're not supposed to be there.
I mean, with that logic, I haven't been here, right? Nobody's been able to tell me. So you could just tell... I'm Grandmaster...
9 rings?
Yeah. 9 rings?
Doesn't matter how
Inscrutable
many
staff?
rings you wear, you need to have permission to go to the deep vaults.
From Ryan Greymere.
The directors, only the directors are allowed to give access to the deep vaults.
Ain't
Current
that the thing?
directors?
Ryan Greymere is acting with the Directorate's authority right now, so you'll need to talk to them.
Interesting. I guess we're talking to Ryan.
There's gotta be another way.
I mean, your mom was on the Directorate, right?
Thank you. I have to go back to my apartment.
Well, we just got up here.
No, I have a plan.
Great.
But I can't talk about it.
Let's go back.
So we have to go back.
All
to
right,
my
you
apartment.
gotta roll
We
me a
don't
d6.
We don't want to... I think we should talk back.
2.
1.
4.
Okay.
I'm making us stay here.
I was going to use contact other plane to contact my mom
I know, I'm sorry.
and ask her.
As you turn to leave, there's a flare from the portal, and Ryan Greymere steps through.
So she's right here.
The middle-aged woman is clad in academy robes that show her plate armor still beneath. And she steps out and she says, Sebastian Crow
Back turn to her.
and Wrath, I believe. Veo?
Hi.
It's been a while. Welcome back to the Inscrutable Tower.
Thanks. I think.
Love what you have done with this place.
Yeah.
Just going to put my staff in the bag of holding.
Yeah, you guys have made a lot of progress in a very short-ish amount of time.
Yes. I decided to let bygones be bygones and made my peace with the rest of the directorate, and they decided to put me in charge here of the Inscrutable Tower.
Well, ain't that just great for you?
It looks well preserved.
Yeah, I mean...
They just let you take control of the tower. No issues. No problems with that.
Between you and me, I think that they were worried about other problems and felt that
It's you.
there was it was prudent to put someone capable and that had an interest in research and development in charge rather than someone that was perhaps more interested in gallivanting around with royalty and going off on adventures.
Okay,
Definitely talking about you.
Talk about Eldrick. Talk about Eldrick. Eldrick doesn't go on adventures.
It's time with Sebastian.
well, I don't even know. I mean, either way, Ryan, we had offered for you to join us, and you never showed up.
Neither did you.
I mean, we were off doing stuff, taking care of delirium problems, and we called out. We sent you messages.
Did you?
I remember specifying that I wanted them to reach out to Ryan Greymere multiple times. I will just throw that out there.
Well, I made my decision, and I'm happy by it. I don't trust the directorate as far as I can throw them.
Well, that's
Aw,
good.
Great. We're on the same page there.
But when they offered for me to come back and oversee things at the Inscrutable Tower, and offered to overlook our past disagreements, I felt that that was commensurate. And when they said that they would, and fortunately you're here and you've brought back the Inscrutable staff, and it seems like things have worked out.
I didn't bring the staff back to give to anybody here. This is an item of importance for the crown, and so if you want the staff, you can come and talk to all of us at our camp.
Why are you here then?
I came to pick something up from my apartment that's been moved.
Right. Okay.
Do you know where it's been moved to?
I am aware of a mirror
Yeah.
that was leaking contaminated and dangerous magical fluids.
Yeah, I handed it over to the academy and I asked them if they could patch that up. They said they would take care of it and that they would then put it in my apartment.
Supposedly there was a bucket.
Yeah, I put
Yes.
a bucket under it.
I've looked at this. This was the property of one Lenneth Eventide.
Correct.
Well, if it was Lenneth's, is it yours now?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a family heirloom. It's very important to me.
Step into my office and we can talk.
Guess we're...
I feel like I'm in trouble with the principal.
Yeah, I shouldn't be in trouble anymore. I'm a grown man who listens to a cat, not some lady.
I'm not even part of the academy. Is that taking very long? She's gonna tell me what to do. No, I'm joking.
Okay, I'll follow her.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we go into her office.
Okay.
I'm the spy master.
I'm a spy master. I don't need to get in trouble.
Bring your parents along with us, guys.
No,
Yeah,
we're adults. We are adults. We can... She doesn't...
Call my
Navigate
dad.
this.
This is fine. Like, she can't push us around.
She asks, so what do you think of the things around the Inscrutable Tower?
You're doing incredible work here. This is amazing.
That is very altruistic and against everything I've known the Academy to stand for.
Yeah, it's a shame that you're doing it under the rest of the directorate, and that they're probably going to find a way to control this as well.
Probably. But for now, I'm in control of things here.
And that's
Looks-
excellent.
Looks.
I would love for you to stay in control of everything going on here.
Can
and
you
hold
give-
on to that?
Can you give us the presentation that you wish to give to the king?
Oh. You heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least the abridged version?
Cliff notes.
Well, the short version is we at the Inscrutable Tower have been hard at work developing a 5-year plan to extract the Delirium from Drakkenheim, securely store it in the deep vaults, and use it for manufacturing purposes and for the rebuilding of the city.
Great. What about the rest of Delirium everywhere else?
Well, it really depends on what the king would like to prioritize first. Of course, the cost of doing so will require continued access to the Delirium from the crown, and so the Academy would accept its payment in Delirium, which would then be used for those purposes. But yeah, I've been looking at what's happened in Toddsfeld, what's happened down the entire Dran River and in Ash Bay, and I believe that we can build, that using Delirium, we can build the apparatus to clean it up. And personally speaking, by my calculations, even if you are going to, I don't know how else we save this world.
By destroying it all.
Destroying the Delirium.
The Delirium, yeah.
Yes, and how are you going to destroy all the Delirium in Toddsfeld and under Ash Bay and the veins of Delirium that have appeared deep underneath the earth without using these technologies that we've developed?
Is there no other magic available to us other than Delirium-infused magic? Is that the only option?
I have a question, Miss
Kramer?
Archmage Kramer. When you harvest it, does it like stop growing at the location? Have you noticed this?
We haven't we haven't hit critical mass yet. We don't know. I suspect at least, that if we are capable of creating more shielding by turning the energies of Delirium and the haze inwards, in essentially, she says some magic technobabble, but it's like
my head
it's like an arcane
confusingly.
parabolic loop, right?
Yeah.
And that essentially we turn its magic inward on itself. That's what powers its own systems, and by using the runoff energy, we're able to simply burn those magical energies that would be otherwise spreading.
I just telepathically, I look at Sebastian and I say, do they know about what Golden Delirium can do?
Do we know exactly what Golden Delirium can do?
We know it neutralizes. I don't know if that's something. Anyway, just I feel like there's so many pieces that aren't fitting together. This is one
Ryan.
piece of that
Sorry.
could come into their understanding of what could happen with Delirium.
Archmage Graymere, we've been doing a lot of our own research, and I just want to put this out there politely. There might be other ways to achieve this that actually end up being safer for everybody.
Sebastian, I don't doubt that. It really comes down to, what do you want for the future of the Academy, for the future of Westamar, and perhaps even the continent? I have no doubt that the Illyrians, with whatever capabilities they are capable of mustering, may eventually be able to contain and destroy the Delirium. I have a few doubts about what they'll be able to do down in Ash Bay, but certainly here in Drakkenheim, they might be able to control the situation. Ash Bay is another matter entirely. I don't know what they're going to do about the underwater Delirium, to be perfectly honest. But be that as it may, it does not change the fact that the Illyrians and the Church are committed to maintaining their presence in Drakkenheim until that mission is done. And if you think that they are going to do that without butting heads with their new monarch, who by all appearances, looks to be completely enamored with your Caspian friend as well. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders, but I worry about how the Illyrians and the Caspians will manipulate him, and their presence will be here for a while. And I worry, to be perfectly honest, that the Illyrian influence here is going to diminish and do irreparable damage to the Academy.
And I'm worried about the Academy and their constant attempts to gain power and control power. Delirium is power, and what you're doing with it is amazing, but like I said, the Academy as a whole is no more innocent than the Silver Order.
That's not I'm not arguing about innocence here. I'm simply arguing about who's going to make a better world in the end of all this. And as far as I'm concerned, I think that I believe in my ability to achieve remarkable things using Delirium. I think it represents an important way forward for arcane science. And I would and frankly, even with the Directorate being as they may, I think that the Directorate certainly, I'm furious at the way they treated me in the past, but straight up, I think that only we can unlock the mysteries of Delirium and protect the world from the haze. And between you and me, and I still believe this, I do not think that we're going to be able to do that while the Edicts of Lumen are in place as they are. And I agree with, frankly, I've had some conversations with other members of the Directorate, and I believe that the Edicts are not serving us anymore. And the Academy is in a position to argue for more protections and more rights for Mageborn.
So, the meeting that we just had before we came on this mission was about that. The king agrees with that. And meanwhile, this isn't about you, Ryan Greymere. You are doing great things here, but the problem is that your enemies offered you what you wanted, and so you ate right out of their hands. It's only a matter of time before they are in control of the situation. And I don't think you understand the power that the Directorate has, and the fact that you are just playing the game that they want you to play, because they've given you everything you want.
Sebastian, they did. They've given me everything that I wanted.
And you don't think that they can now pull your strings?
No, I don't.
And that is unfortunate. You should be aware of the people around you who have as much power as you and the influence that they can have on you. Because they can take everything away from you just as easily as they gave it.
I don't think they're going to do that.
As long as you keep doing what they want.
As long as I continue delivering results. And at the end of the day, the Directorate cares about results.
And then what they do with the power that you've given them is of no concern to you.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not afraid of what the Directorate will do with that power. I'm not. I honestly think that at the end of the day, the Directorate has a better vision for the way the world should be than a bunch of people who are more interested in bootlicking with the monarchy. So if you think that that is the way that, if you would rather, frankly, kiss the king's ass, then you can go and do that.
And so you're going to present to the king to try to get him to work with you. The king whose ass we shouldn't be kissing.
I have no interest in kissing his ass.
But you're going to kiss the ass of the Directorate.
No.
You already are. It's a shame. I thought you were better than this, Ryan. I thought that you were... I had a vision for the Directorate, I had a vision for the Academy, and you were an integral part of that. But you're just a pawn in their game now. Wasted
You're
talent.
allowed to think that. You're wasting my time.
So, about getting my mirror back. If you could just get us to the deep vaults, and I'll pick that up and I'll be on my way.
Or wherever it is. We just know that it's missing
Or just bring it
from
to us.
Sebastian's apartment.
Or can we just have it? I mean, that would be... I'm sure they can bring it to us.
And then I'll go back and I'll inform them that you're working with the Directorate and you have no plans of siding with us and our visions, and we'll go from there.
I think, Ryan,
Yeah, you can go.
if,
With the mirror?
No, go. Get out.
With the mirror.
Get out of my office.
No. I asked you to give me the mirror.
You can leave.
I'm not.
I'll think about it.
No.
I'll consider it, Sebastian.
You're
But
not
you can leave
understanding,
for now.
Ryan. I'm not asking. You're giving me the mirror, or I'm taking it.
Well, let's all just hang out and eat some waffles for a second.
yeah.
Brian, thank you for the demonstration and your audience. Sebastian is we're going to go step outside for a moment.
Very well.
And I'm going to try to usher you. I mean, it's up to you if you want to come with.
Yeah, Sebastian,
Storms.
stomps. out of the-
But as I'm going out, I just say, Ryan, it was nice seeing you again.
Thank you.
But
Likewise. I hope you all come to your senses.
You want to talk about it? What was that?
She got under my skin,
Yeah,
man.
you
She
did that.
did.
Yeah, you got to stop letting people do that.
She was working with us. Now she's working with our enemies.
She is doing what she believes is right.
She's obsessed with delirium and nothing else.
And
She doesn't give a crap about anything else except, oh, I want power and delirium, and I'm going to
That-
save the world, and
She cares
I'm going to
about-
work with the most evil people in the universe to do it, and
she
who
cares about the
cares?
future, Sebastian, but that doesn't address the current. And I think while there are noble thoughts hidden in what she presents, what she's not thinking of is the ramifications of everyone and the possibilities. Like I said, in your mind. Does she know about golden delirium? Has she considered that in her plan? No.
She doesn't seem open to
She
it.
doesn't have all the facts. Remember when Eldrick learned of golden delirium?
Yeah, because
how that
Eldrick
changed
is
his
open
mind?
to learning about things. I can't stand people who just like,
Of course, but it's on Ryan to make those choices. Like, if she doesn't know the information, I'm not saying she's right, but I'm just saying that there is a moment to take a step back.
Vale, give me an insight check.
4.
Okay. Yeah.
I know nothing.
if you, this is the problem, is the Directorate is literally taking actions to, like, one of them's creating an army out of, like, exploding delirium robots to wipe out anybody who stands against them. That's, like, and Ryan Graymere's like, yeah, I don't care. That's great. So, like, what do I do with that?
You ignore it and you get the mirror for your mother so that we can learn the wish spell and become more powerful than the Directorate, and we can challenge them appropriately. It will not happen while you mince words with an acting archmage and make them angry and upset.
I'm sorry.
I'm very...
It happens a lot.
You're,
I'm a very emotional
you're losing
person.
Focus on the task at hand.
I like to think that people should just listen when I tell them things.
But that sounds like your own Directorate.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm right and she's wrong.
She's not fully wrong.
Look,
It's
as-
that's
No, she's
very
not.
black and white thinking. There's
It's-
gray in here. Gray in here, you know. The gray zone.
More like
powers-
Ryan Stupid Mirror.
Sebastian, the powers that she's creating are nothing short of altruistic.
I
And-
agree.
And the things that she is doing to help the Academy rebuild in Drakkenheim, and by extension, the people surrounding it, can't, in its very lowest sense, don't appear to have any sort of weaponized practical. I'm not saying that that is not their end goal, but if for the time being, if we really want to make change, we must murder every one of the Directorate members, take over as the Directorate. We can reinstate Graymere as an ally to continue her mission, but you need to not focus on these smaller battles. We have
But there's repercussions to
single-
that. There's repercussions because we've made commitments to the Silver Order to move in that direction. And while, yes, look at amazing things they've done.
Yeah, I'm not about to go back on the promises we made, and the fact is that
Is the war worth academic moving forward?
Ryan Graymere just
You know?
basically said your allies are trash, and the Directorate is better, and that's not something that we can go along with right now.
I'm not saying
you wouldn't go along with it even for the small moment to get what we need.
What I needed was her to be our ally. And she clearly hates
I mean-
the Silver Order, doesn't want Illyria
The Silver
anywhere.
Order hates them too. It's back and forth.
You walked into her office and you antagonized her.
She antagonized me. We
I mean,
antagonized each other,
but
okay?
You want something from her.
And I thought she was better than that.
What, do you thought she was just gonna like relinquish her beliefs?
No, I didn't realize that her beliefs were the Directorate is great. Rah, Directorate, I love them.
She didn't say that.
She kind of was like, yeah,
No, she said I ignore them and I'm not their puppet. I do what I need to do. And she
under
put
the
aside-
Directorate's guidance.
But
Which
she
she's,
put aside her past differences.
But that's so blind of her.
She has much more control now than she does outside, working alone in like a church or something where you found her, flying around in armor.
Yeah.
She can do much more good here, and she's
Working with her enemies.
She's we're better off.
She doesn't
for
care
it.
about what happens to them. She just cares about doing it. So regardless.
I just...
Also, she might be a great way. This is all in her head, by the way.
Yeah.
She might be a great way to get at one of the Directorate. If she has constant contact with them, it could be an easy way for us to find others.
If she was our ally.
She can be our ally.
I want to know.
If you go march right back in there, mister, and you apologize.
But
We did bring an adult with us.
That was really rude.
But you know what's going to end up happening?
That was a really rude interaction. I think you're just waffle high.
But
Yeah,
she
no
was
more
rude
waffles
too.
for you.
She was not rude. She was like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you attacked her beliefs.
She does have a position of office.
Like,
Well,
and-
My office. My home.
why?
I claimed this tower, and they were like, "Here's a staff, Sebastian. You really run things around here. You're doing a great job." and then they come back, and
right
it's,
because you
it's-
haven't been running things around
the
here.
tower isn't given to you. It is owned by.
I know it's
the
not my
Academy.
tower, but like,
I keep saying it's your tower.
yeah, because I like this tower. It was my. I had an apartment here,
And maybe you're not the tower person, but you could still be part of the Directorate.
and now it's just like it's different. Now it's full of Delirium generators, and
Which are pretty cool, I'll be honest. When they're
It is
telling me
pretty
about
cool, but like if I go back in there, she's gonna want the staff.
that. Don't give her
The
the stuff.
quality.
I can't give her the. It's not mine to give.
It is yours.
And I tried to, no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm literally borrowing it.
From the academy.
Directorate.
From Eldrick, who bestowed it upon me. So I would
He
say,
bestowed it upon you
I'm
during
worried
a
about-
time of unrest.
yeah, so if she wants it, she can talk to Eldrick.
She should be part of the conversation around it.
There needs to be a conversation. If she wants it, I'm not saying no, I'm saying come to the camp and have a conversation with us.
Well, I'm sure she wants to, because she wants to present her ideas to the king.
I literally said that to her in there. I was like, come to the, and she was like, mm.
We want the mirror.
Okay, do you want to go back in there and I'll apologize?
You
But it has
march
to be
right back in
sincere.
there.
Okay,
It has to be sincere.
I will. I didn't want it to go that way.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try again. I'm gonna do better.
Do any of you have time magic where we can...
How do we cool off? What's your cooling off period look like? Do you dance in the woods and do like a...
Yeah, I do some fight dancing. All right. I knock on the office. Teleport.
She looks back. What else do you want?
Ryan,
Push him in.
Sincerely.
I'm really sorry. I've been under a lot of stress recently. The travels that I've been on have been very taxing. I've worked very, very hard to make the allies I have. I felt like you were undermining a lot of what I've done, and I apologize for coming in here that way.
Thank you.
I-
Apology accepted. You were extremely rude, and I didn't like the way that you doubted me.
I felt like you were doubting me as well, and the things that I've been through, and the things I've seen, and the things I've experienced, so I got angry.
I don't want to downplay the horrors that you've been through, Sebastian. I've lived in Drakkenheim for many years, too. I've seen things,
Yeah.
too. You trust yourself. Do you trust your judgment?
Most of the time.
I trust my judgment. I'm good at what I do. You know who I don't trust?
Who?
The Directorate.
That we can agree on.
Us neither.
And I will tell you that I got very emotional when I found out that you were working with the Directorate because I am afraid of them.
I'm not.
I am making moves against the Directorate, and I'm worried
Because if you give me that staff, I will have the Directorate by the balls.
Ryan, this staff I am borrowing, it was lent to me.
By the Directorate.
All I'm asking is that if you would like the staff, you need to come back and have a meeting with us. It's not mine to hand over to you right now. If I hand it over to you, I go back to camp, and all of my friends, all of my allies, everybody that I am working on building relationships with is going to be super mad at me for just handing over the staff to somebody without a conversation. All I'm asking is for you to have a conversation with us.
Sebastian, if we have that conversation, not only is it going to waste time, it's going to involve a whole bunch of people who do not understand what is really going on, whose opinions, frankly, don't matter to me. I have no interest in handing decision-making power over to people who know nothing, frankly, about Delirium. Because as much as you might think you know, I promise you, the people that are here in the Inscrutable Tower, yeah, you've been fighting monsters that are created by Delirium. And you might think that that gives you a lot of knowledge about how Delirium works. And your experiences are valuable. But we have been here, I have been examining Delirium for 15 years. I have been studying it down to its fundamental properties. You don't think that I might know a thing or two about what it can and can't do? And you're gonna have me put my knowledge and my expertise over to a council of people, over to a king?
Ryan, what I'm asking you to do is to share your knowledge with a group of people who have also been pushing to better the world for the last several years.
I am totally ready to do that. But I'm not going there. I'm not leaving this tower.
Ryan,
I'll tell you straight up. Eldrick only has that staff, and you've all had that. You've all been running around all over Westamar, doing who knows what. And I'm sure all this stuff for the king has been important for the whole state of the nation. And however, it's not a priority. I get that stuff is important, but it's not going to be the people who make a difference, who are going to save this world. Most of them are here in this tower, not out in that camp.
But I think Ryan, I think you can acknowledge that the only reason you're in this tower is because we made it happen.
Oh,
the only
of course.
reason the Silver Order isn't knocking down
Yeah.
your door is because we've stopped them. So, what I want there to be acknowledgement of is that it's not as simple as just letting the Academy have the keys to the kingdom. It's not that simple. And that's what it sounds like. Of course, while the Illyrians want access, the Academy wants more power, it's about working together. And right now, you're holed up at the top of this tower, not wanting to work together.
I don't want to work under the terms imposed on me by your king.
How do you know he's going to impose terms?
You've never talked to him.
I'm willing to talk to him. He can come here.
Okay,
Fine.
I think that's reasonable. I think we can make it happen.
I think I can get that to happen, but Ryan, I respect you. And I don't need to know if you respect me. I assume you don't, but I'm trying to help this world too, and you have 15 years of experience that I cannot downplay. I am one of 3 people who has touched the Delirium heart, and that has given me an experience, and I've seen what happened to other worlds that tried to control Delirium. And most of them were destroyed. I think, from what I've gathered in my journeys and adventures, I think there's a lot going on with the history of the elves that we don't know about that might need to be uncovered, and I have been wanting to piece together that puzzle because I think I have a few pieces. When you're doing a puzzle, I feel like I have the border done, but I haven't filled in the middle yet. But people have tried this path and seen the utter destruction of their planet. I'm not saying that we will be the same. I just think that there's a way that we together can try to make sure that it stays on that path, and it can't be only you who figures out that path.
There's all the people that are working here at the Academy.
And there's all the people that we've been working with that you say are gallivanting around who have been doing deep research and study and trying to fix things. And I think that to undermine the value of that, I would love to work with you, Ryan.
And the value of those who may not be magically inclined, but still have a right to make decisions about this world.
And what about you? What do you think?
I think that you should give the staff to Ryan Kramer.
Out of all the things you could have said, really.
Yeah.
It's
It is
not
not.
mine to give.
Yes, it is. And I mean, it's not yours to take either. But I think you've created a level of stability here.
If I give this up, I go back and
We'll have you back.
It is not for this. You are your own person. You carry that staff willingly. It is not for others to decide what you do with it. In fact, it is, by all counts, I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the directorate. I don't agree with a lot of what my father does. But I still believe that there is a stability here that you have created. So I do believe that with the staff, you could continue that stability.
I start untaping my staff. Ryan, I have 2 questions for you. One, it sounds, okay, more of a statement, I guess. It sounds like you don't care really about the directorate much. If something happens to the directorate, will you stand against me?
Are you planning on acting against the directorate?
I already have, but I see no reason to act against you.
Likewise.
Second question. I have something that you want. You have something that I want. Can I propose a trade?
Absolutely. I'm happy to return your mirror to you and give you secure access to the deep vaults in exchange for the inscrutable staff.
I have your word.
Of course.
Is there a magical handshake you can do?
Can I ask a follow-up question? Access to the deep vaults, is that separate from getting the mirror?
No, not at all.
Is the mirror easily accessible, or is there sort of like a death
Like you'll
trap?
you'll get the mirror into my hands, right?
Or do we have
Yes.
to go get it?
Yeah, I mean, whatever you need.
Let's go down into the vaults.
Can we go together to retrieve the mirror?
Or can
Technically, we have to.
Okay. Then let's go. Ryan? I've been under a lot of stress recently, and I apologize. I would love to work with you in the future.
Sounds like we're already working together.
Oh, great. That's cool. I did it, guys.
You're doing the right thing.
Y'all want to do good things for mages, I think.
I managed my emotions like 2% harder.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Ryan Graymere goes over to
Started
her
it rough,
goes
but
over to her desk.
we got there.
And she produces a small stone that has an arcane rune etched in it. And she gives it to you. Everything in the deep vaults is keyed off of 3 keys: an object, a password, and a person. Since the mirror was put away under my jurisdiction, it's keyed to me. You need 2 out of the 3. This stone is one of the 2 things that you need to open the cell, where it is contained. It is contained in cell 667.
Just above ominous.
Which one's the one below that coming out?
Don't go to cell 666.
No, I have no intention. Now I want to know.
Yeah,
that.
you shouldn't have said that.
Can we have a tour of the defaults via?
Can you just tell me what's in the cell next to it?
You'll see when you get there.
Yay!
Cool.
We
no.
get
Wait,
a
are you
tour.
coming with us?
She's not gonna tell us the password, I guess.
I don't have to, but I can.
I mean, I'd feel more comfortable. Listen, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Again, we're building rapport. We're working on trust. Every time I've dealt with an Academy member in these circumstances, I end up in some sort of trap or puzzle or like elaborate monster-ridden dungeon. So I would just feel way better if you just like came with us. I have the mirror in my hand. I hand you the staff.
Yours big. How you gonna?
I put it in. Actually, I shouldn't put it in the bag. I strap it. I'm going to strap it to my back.
Has the leakage been fixed?
I'm not sure.
Oh no.
That's fine. It's fine.
Are you sure? We
I
need a
ju-
bucket.
My mom will take care of it. I just need them here. Yeah, I'd feel better if you just came with me, just because of the amount of times that I've been duped into falling into a terrible, terrible trap. And I just, as much as I would like to trust you, I just don't want to be like, yeah, I trust you, and then end up dead. Again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can't die.
Yeah, again. And then I have to wait. Reforming your body is really uncomfortable.
No, when I came back, I just appeared.
Oh, look at that. My dad makes clones. Must be nice.
Not anymore. Got him.
If I die, I just die, guys. So you know,
No.
9 lives down to 1. Okay.
We'll get you back.
You have 2 of them. We'll get you back. It won't be pleasant.
You won't like what we do, but we'll get it. We'll get it
Not
done.
yet.
All right, thanks, Ryan. You can just
What
call
about
me
the- what about the
emotionally
staff?
intelligent
You
Sebastian.
made the right call.
Staff. You gotta hand over the staff.
Wait, can we not do it at the same time, or do you need it now?
Sure.
Okay.
We're at security. There's security here.
Also, you need time to like remove the tape marks.
Yeah, I also-
You have to like clean the tape. You gotta
Yeah.
get some goo gone and like get it off. It's
Very
really
well.
stuck
Here,
there.
let me.
There you go. Yeah.
She
Sorry.
Lick it.
She turns to the magic circle that is in the middle of the director. So the director's office has the main, like there's the audience chamber and then the office itself. And tapping on several of the orbs, she says for a moment, can you fly?
Yeah, if you need me to.
You'll need to.
Okay. Wrath.
I can fly. Wait, does it need to be magical flying, or can I use my carpet?
Oh, if you have a flying carpet, that will be great.
Cool.
Can I hop on the carpet?
You just don't want to fall in the deep vaults. There is a security premise.
Oh.
I'm still wearing my flying boots, but
Okay.
I unattuned to them. So they're just regular boots.
Okay.
Is there a certain amount of space where if you fall before you have to get caught, before the security comes into place?
It's very deep, the deep cells. But if you fall too much, you will cease to exist.
Oh, okay. Just
Third.
if someone falls,
fourth.
a feather fall, but just catch it, anyone.
Well, I can do fly on 3 people.
A feather fall spell will not save you in the deep cells.
No, yeah, but it'll slow me a little bit for them to catch with magic. No.
How long do we have to fly for?
We
How
just
long?
won't fall
Okay, well, I'm gonna cast fly.
on all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Backup magic
The-
carpet just in case.
The summoning circle, the magic circle opens, revealing the chute that is the deep cells. As you look down and you see the deep cells before you, they are not unlike Alabaster's own treasure room. The deep cells are a cylindrical column of hexagonal cells, like a honeycomb, and they extend down. And even though they are located underneath the inscrutable tower physically, you actually get into the deep cells by going up. And you're not sure if gravity is working in a different way. You kind of feel that lurch. And as you look at the very bottom of the deep cells, you are looking into a pit of absolute blackness. And Ryan Graymere explains, the deep cells have a security protocol where if someone tries to access one of these cells without having the proper things in place, a force bolt strikes them, causing them to fall to the very bottom where there is a sphere of annihilation.
Really happy we didn't try to break it. Because
Yeah,
we
I
did
told
not
you,
know
it was like-
about those other things.
It was meant to be. I've heard stories. The defaults are not a place that you break into or out of, which is. I mean, I was ready to do it. But,
I was ready.
I mean, how cool would it be if we could have told the story about being the only people ever
To die-
to
to-
take something from the
To not
default?
fall.
So,
To die? Yeah. Okay.
Veo died and we miss her so much. Sorry, Veo. No, we would have.
I have some magic that I
You would have been
help.
And you have climb speed. You're
So you
fine.
cast
I have a climb
fly,
speed, sure.
and the...
I mean, I assume Ryan Gramer has her own version of.
Yes, she has boots of flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shaft descends, and you can see... Yeah, Ryan Gramer says, we didn't bury it too deep. There's over 80,000 cells here.
Holy moly.
80,000 things. Are they all full?
No,
Oh,
no.
how many are full?
To be perfectly honest, I haven't gone through the director's records to find out.
Oh, it's
How-
written down on paper?
There's archives that were maintained, yes, that catalog the contents of the deep cells, but many of the cells here, the keystones that open them, we don't even know where they are. Some of the cells, so as you go down the cells, you can see that each of the hexagonal cells it's a cavity roughly 10 feet wide and 10 feet deep. And each individual cell is filled with an anti-magic field to contain whatever's within. And then the front of it is either a wall of force or a prismatic wall.
And I guess there's very specific magic that would have to be undone without those keys.
Well, you would have to be able to undo a prismatic wall or a wall of force, then undo an anti-magic field while flying and not falling into a pit of annihilation, and know which vault you're looking for in the first place out of 80,000.
It's really hard, but not impossible.
Not impossible, but you'd have to be one of the greatest spellcasters in the world.
Oh, we can do do it.
And I have 2 of those.
Oh, we totally could have done it.
Yeah, this
I have no idea how. I don't know how to undo any of those
honestly,
spells.
knowing all of this information, I still couldn't do it.
yeah. You could have told me all
The
of
command
that.
words, there are 4 command words for each cell. Secure, which closes them and activates the anti-magic field. Release, which lowers the wall. Disengage, which deactivates the anti-magic field. And discharge, which lowers the wall, deactivates the anti-magic field, and then causes a blast of force. This is a final security measure because most things in the deep cells will be destroyed by the Sphere of Annihilation. So in the event of an emergency, the contents of a deep cell themselves can be ejected and destroyed.
Wow.
Okay.
But
That's
there are
discharge. Don't do discharge.
there are some things here that that I suspect may be even more indestructible than that.
Oh.
You pass by, as you fly down, you pass by several. There are several cells, as I said, that are covered in prismatic walls, so you can't even see through them. You pass by one cell where there is nothing there but a rotting hand. You pass by another cell where there's just just literally sitting on the floor is like a rotting eyeball. You pass by several cells that are containing various magical swords of varying descriptions. You pass by another cell that has this magic gauntlet that has 6 different colored stones on it.
That'd be a nice present. Like,
Yeah, that looks like a sweet gauntlet.
yeah.
But where's the matching one? Why is there not
I don't know.
2? I don't know. Maybe there's one gauntlet.
Maybe the other gauntlet's in a different cell.
Oh, like for security.
Maybe they're so magical that, you can't have them close to each other.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
I'm sure it's...
I've seen that with shoes, but never gauntlets.
You pass by another cell where all that is in the cell is a small smiling gnome. And he waves. And Ryan goes, "Don't wave to him!" And she points. And it's cell 666.
Oh, God. I waved at the gnome. Am I going to die?
Oh, in like a week.
7 days? I have 7 days to live, Ryan? What did I do? I started to wave at him.
Hopefully the anti-magic field contained it long enough. Just don't make eye contact.
I can't help but like look over, like it's like oh my god.
Oh, man, I need that mirror. I want to look.
Yeah,
This is why I need the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, telepathically, guys, I'm trusting Ryan right now, but don't let her, trap me in this cell or anything.
Don't worry, we know how to get you out.
And don't let her, eject me.
And as she comes down to the cell where the mirror is, where you can see it, she says, the password is giggle shorts.
Okay. Do I get to say it?
You have the stone.
Oh, giggle shorts.
You then have to say which command you want to do.
I only have. Don't do these 2. Don't do these 2.
Those don't say discharge.
Is it? What were the commands?
You only wrote down 2.
I started writing down.
Disengage.
Disengage. So yes, that one.
Disengage.
What were the?
Giggle shorts. Okay, one more try.
What?
Giggle shorts. Disengage. Can I take the mirror now?
Yep.
It's a big mirror, isn't it?
How big is it? Yeah, it's
I
like
thought it was like a full size.
Yeah, it's like a full-size mirror.
Okay, I'll hold half of it if you want.
Can you put it? Is it? Can I shrink it?
And
Is it gooping?
Brian
what was
Graymere says, before you take it,
You guys are going to back me up on this decision, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't...
That's the staff, but
Look, man,
please
you
don't
do
lock
you.
us in here.
No, you guys need to back me up on
Oh
this
yeah,
decision.
yeah, I got you.
There's nothing to back up. That
Thank
is
you.
Your decision.
Oh, thank you.
you've made the right choice.
Don't let the Academy tell you what to do.
I won't.
Okay.
Welcome to the rebellion.
And now
The current
they
director.
can't.
What do you mean they can't?
I control the inscrutable tower.
Yes.
And they can't do anything about it?
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Wait a second.
Did we
Are you the
check-
Queen of Thieves?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we didn't check that before.
Actually, to be fair, I have Witch's Sight, and I should always remind you, Monty, but I can see any shape changer's true form
Yeah.
or anything concealed by
Nope.
transmutation. So,
Yeah, I have that written down.
so like,
no,
yeah,
she is who she says
I'm
she
not
is.
worried that the Queen of Thieves can sneak up on me.
Okay, last question. I've already given you the staff. Please don't use it against us. That's a statement.
Why don't you ask her, will you?
She doesn't
use
laugh.
this?
She's very serious about this. She says, "This is the right choice. I'm gonna be able, now that I have everything in place, there's a lot that I can achieve. And if you're willing to work with me, I don't trust the Directorate either. You need someone like me if you want to do something about that."
All I'm gonna say is, you might need to meet us halfway, Ryan.
What do you need?
Keep
Some decisions need to be made.
harvesting. the
Let's go back up
delirium.
to the office.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
I
you're doing
have the mirror strapped to
great
my
work. I
Um,
think there's a lot of people that can use your help.
I need you to help me convince your king that destroying all the Delirium in Drakkenheim is not the right choice.
And I need you to accept that destroying a bunch of the Delirium in Drakkenheim is the right choice. I think that we can leave.
A lot of my work, these reactors that I built, they destroy Delirium. They just release the power in the process. That's why we need a constant supply of it.
But Delirium can be grown.
Indeed. That's the next thing that I want to work on. Right now, my reactors, my design for them, they consume Delirium. But if I could find a way to create an equilibrium point in the design, we could utilize the power of Delirium in a stable and sustainable way, and we wouldn't need it to grow unchecked. We would only need what we needed.
And
So it
that's
grows enough to just sustain itself.
what I would love to see, and this is where I think the meeting halfway happens. I would love to see the Academy have a controlled growing operation and get rid of all wild Delirium.
But
We have to get rid of all the wild Delirium? That's never been a question.
Yeah.
The Delirium that is out in Ash Bay,
They
that
want
is
it.
flowing down the river, it has to be extracted. We have to get rid of it. There will be more Delirium than we can use. But we need to be able to use it because it's just too useful.
I have
Just destroying it outright doesn't help anything.
it is powerful and can be useful, but it can be dangerous. We cannot think of it as only useful. And I see that in what you're saying, Ryan. But
What is that if not a sword?
it cannot be used behind closed doors. And that is what the Academy has been from day one, is closed doors with the promise that they're doing good things. And we know that's not true.
So Veo, this is where I don't agree with you. Because
That there should be no regulation, no eyes into the potential of what's happening behind the scenes.
I think that there should be transparency, but I don't want to take orders from people who don't know what they're talking about.
Not orders. Transparency, though, I think we can agree on that, and we cannot say that the Academy has been transparent.
No disagreement from me there, but someone who doesn't actually understand how Delirium works, someone that doesn't know how magic actually works, I don't care for their opinion, and that they think that they can order me around and tell me what to do and how my research should be used.
Have you tried teaching them?
Have you tried talking to them? The only people who have ordered you around are the Directorate.
I can tell you there's a school of people who are absolutely non-magical that are interested in learning.
You're making a lot of assumptions about the people we work with without ever speaking to them.
You're talking about those apothecaries and what they were doing.
Well, unchecked, behind the scenes. And you can't tell me that doesn't happen at the academy.
No, it does. It absolutely does.
It happens because there's been no transparency.
You should know, then, that research is currently being redeveloped by Archmage Penumbra.
Cool. Wait, is that my mom? Oh my gosh. I just
I
learned
mean,
what my mom's
to my
name
credit,
is.
she did utilize a bunch of my initial work, but it turns out that a combination of not transmutation magic, but abjuration and enchantment yields the right amount of influence over both protecting the mind. It's about the mind, less so the body. And that's where many of those apothecaries were going wrong. They were fixated on the effect of mutating the body to produce the effects. But what they actually needed to do was look at the connection between the mind and the cosmos itself. And that's a matter of abjuration and enchantment.
Ooh, that
And it's
sounds really...
really cool.
We're gonna kill your mom.
Oh no!
Excuse me?
What? Did I say that out loud?
You said it in your head, but I heard it.
Oh.
Because we're telepathically bonded.
Oops. That was just a fleeting thought. Don't worry about it.
I don't know about that. I don't like alabaster. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, neither does Penumbra.
Oh.
I think that it is worth considering that she could do a lot of great work for those that might have been corrupted by the Delirium.
We'll see what she's using her studies for. The fact that she's picking up where the apothecaries left off is already worrisome to me. I realize that there might be a path there towards good, but immediately it's a red flag in my eyes.
I know you feel this way, Sebastian, but I need you to also think about how you behave.
Yeah, okay.
And
I'm ready. Tell me.
No, it is. I also do not like others to tell me what to do when I am the expert in the field. And there are times when oversight is needed, but from what I see that's happening here, I find myself more impressed with Ryan Greymere, the amount of great work you've done. And I only heard what you had done before, and given resources, you've done much better. So I do not have any concern about your future, just like I don't have any concern about yours.
It is funny that the more we talk about it, the more I realize that my anger towards Ryan Greymere, and most people I tend to get angry about, is actually because they mirror a lot of how I am.
And I think you would also be an expert in your field, and it can be quite frustrating when those who do not understand what we have to do for ourselves and for those who we owe, when others simply hand wave it and go, but this is for something else. So I have not agreed with everything that the Academy has done in the past, but I do enjoy the path going forward so far.
I'm going to present something. And I'm not the only person who gets to make these decisions, so this is more just an idea, not a solution. Our group back at camp is sitting on a geode that we found in the crater. I think they refer to it as a perfect geode. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with that. The Delirium Heart is a target, and I don't think we're going to talk the multiple armies that have shown up to destroy it out of destroying it. But the goal is to cleanse Drakkenheim of Delirium. But if we put you on the table as having the means to clean up Ash Bay, the swamp, all of the locations around Westamar that are ridden with Delirium, you get to harvest all of that. You get to collect all of that. And perhaps the perfect geode is something that we can give to you to properly use.
You have a perfect geode.
Yep.
I'm not telling you where. I don't trust you that much yet.
That I don't think we're able to
Can I show you
give
something?
away.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of the machines that I've been making with the rest of the academy here.
Yeah.
I don't normally like making things that are destructive.
I
I
appreciate
like
that.
to make things that do things, that accomplish things.
Like there's a butt coming in.
But the crater's another matter.
But
No, the crater is another matter, though. She's right.
I'd like to show you something that I've been working on with the rest of the mages here. That your pristine geode would be very useful for.
Okay.
She directs you back out the office, back to the elevators. She says, we're going to go to the Nexus.
Okay. Last time I was there, a bunch of portals opened and a bunch of weird monsters exploded into like books and colors and words and tried to kill us, but I'd love to see if you've cleaned it up a bit.
We have.
oh, good.
Do we need a card or?
You travel the elevator up to the Nexus, where there is, remember, the giant arcane apparatus that whirs and clicks upon an obsidian plinth at the center of the massive chamber. There are revolving rings of brass, rotating golden plates embossed with diagrams of magical formula, and all these rings with markings. But they have all been repurposed because this machine that has those 8 cushioned massive chairs, you remember those? It's still in place there, but it's been expanded and changed with this scaffolding because the massive dome above, these kind of scaffolding pillars, 4 of them have been put up around the entire apparatus to contain it and repurpose it around all these levers and switches, because in the center of the entire thing, instead of like that swirling apparatus, parts of the Nexus have been repurposed into a 50-foot tall golem.
Ooh, hello.
Oh, Kelly just reacted. I just got a mental image.
So we just like look up and keep looking up and like.
There is an open chamber on its chest that looks like it's supposed to house some sort of pristine geode. And the machine, the thing has these 2 massive arms that, and then elsewhere in the room, all around it, are what looks like various attachments, both like construction building things, but also
like
guns. And cannons.
Sorry, you said it's 50 feet tall?
Yeah.
Ryan, I have a very important question. Does it have like a little seat in its head? Can a person go in there and like, like just in case, I just want to know.
It's controlled by the seats
How many?
Oh,
here from the Nexus.
8 seats?
Yeah.
8. Magical, non-magical?
This is Nexus Prime.
Oh my god.
I'm scared.
Oh, Ryan, I was just singing your praises.
this is awesome.
Oh no. It is awesome though. That's
No, okay.
really freaking awesome.
She built this for the crater.
Yes.
2 dragons and Nexus Prime, I was about to say a different name, going into the crater to destroy the Delirium Heart.
That's a big robot.
Yeah. The Delirium heart.
Yeah. We have a mechanical dragon. Can that thing hold up against our mechanical dragon?
Why is this thing fighting the mechanical? It's fighting the Delirium heart.
But the directorate.
The director's not here. We are seeing this.
Yeah, I know.
You cannot let the directorate know about this.
Do they know about this?
Do they know about this? Is Alabaster building this with you?
No, this is me working, trying to improve Alabaster's rather unambitious designs.
Ryan, you're hired. But you're working with us, not for us. I want to make that very clear. With us. We are going to find a middle ground. We're going to come to a consensus. We're going to get you some delirium. But we need this mech for the crater.
But does this go against the Edicts of Lumen
In what regard?
as they stand? A weapon that can be used against the crown, against the Illyrians. I'm not saying that you will, but I'm saying the perception, Ryan.
Under the Edicts of Lumen, the Academy must provide our creations to all nations at fair and equal cost.
I think, I'm really sorry to say this, I'm just trying to think pragmatically. I think once we destroy the delirium in the crater, you might need to decommission this incredible invention of yours. It might be too powerful for any nation to own.
It's entirely possible. It is just the prototype, of course.
But we've directly been faced with the realities of the ramifications of Sorcerer Kings. We've seen it with our own eyes. And you can't tell me that's not where many minds are going to go if they see the Academy building something like this. I'm not saying this isn't, like, heck cool. But just be mindful, Ryan, that you are a brilliant mind. And we want to work with you. But we also want... Dibs?
On driving that thing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Calling
So
dibs now?
Pluto gets
Well,
a dragon.
before anybody else does.
Shotgun!
Pluto gets a dragon.
So,
you get a mech. Wilhelm gets a
Nexus
dragon.
Prime actually
What, do you want to ride it?
is
I want someone to ride.
fully autonomous.
So you don't get to ride it. Maybe on its shoulder.
Okay, you can ride on its shoulder. I'll let you.
The process involves the 8 candidates that are seated around it. It actually creates an imprint of their collective consciousness, and then uses that as a sort of gestalt.
Oh, maybe I'm not the right person then. You don't want my collective conscious.
You got a bunch of conscious in there, though. You eat the souls, right?
You eat souls?
I mean...
Most liches do.
I see. Then... I haven't experimented with that with undead.
Oh, I don't think you want to be in an experiment. Please don't be in an experiment.
What's the worst that could happen?
Wrath, what do you feel about this? What's your thoughts?
Is it hecka cool?
It's impressive.
Heckin' cool.
Heckin' cool.
It does have an intimidation factor.
Yeah.
And this is what you would use the perfect geode to power.
Yes.
Can it be done any other way?
It would need otherwise to be connected via conduit cables to the generators here at the tower. So we've been able to run it for small tests using the power sources here, but we need a perfect geode to power it on its own.
Yeah, don't worry. We can get you that.
Couldn't promise the staff, but you can promise the geode.
It's okay. She's on our side now.
Wait.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
That
The geode,
that
I
we
don't
need to
think-
take to the table.
There's stars in his eyes as he looks at the 50-foot tall.
But these are the
neck.
things we need to converse as a unified group.
We cannot promise
It's so pretty.
the perfect geode. However,
We'll just
I'm
pop it right in there.
sure that there are future conversations
Right.
with the new king. And I'm sure the Academy must find a way to have dialogue, so I'm sure this is something you can talk about.
It's a far more focused instrument than the disjunction bombs that Alabaster had invented.
We never even used that. We lost one.
You lost a disjunction bomb?
Didn't we get that back in the little tiny chests? Can you open little tiny chests? Remember the Queen of Thieves stuff?
Did we get the disjunction bomb back?
Is that what that is?
Because I know we lost it when she captured us.
I thought she put it in one of the tiny
You
chests.
lost a disjunction bomb.
Maybe.
We were given a disjunction bomb. We were then captured and arrested.
For the Queen of Thieves.
I found those to be very, very unstable. Originally, there was a variation of Nexus Prime that was going to actually integrate a payload of them as a projectile weapon, but I opted instead for a pure disintegration beam.
Yep. Cool. For the record, we lost this like over a year ago. Like it's probably gone. Probably won't come back.
I thought it wasn't the Queen of Thieves stuff. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea. I have no memory of that.
But there is stuff in there.
Technically, the scepter was in one of those, but we got it out, so somebody opened those chests.
Did we get it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We handed the chests over to our allies, and then we got the scepter out of it.
Okay, cool.
So if there was a disjunction bomb, it's now in the hands of our allies.
Well,
There's a lot to think about. I mean,
Ryan, it has been a pleasure doing business with you, and I'm happy that we came to an accord. There will be more conversations later, and we will figure out the best middle ground for all of us.
I'm very glad that you decided to work together. I was worried when I heard that you came here that you would plan something far more reckless than what you decided on.
Me?
But it's good that you have a trusted friend that has a cool head about these things.
Since when is Wrath the cool head?
And that's where we'll end for tonight.
he is always the cool head. Cool.
Yeah, I have such a cool head.
Yeah.
I think...
Wait, is your hair in a mohawk now? Again?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Or do you keep your
get a
ponytail?
haircut? Or you have like long purple hair now.
Yeah, I have like full purple
I think what it is
That was always an illusion.
is when like I wouldn't call Wrath like it's not even that you're not hot-headed or cool-headed. You're actually emotion doesn't take precedent in your decision making, whereas Sebastian is all emotion. So that is actually the difference between the two characters. I'm all emotion. You're like
I'm right in the middle.
Yeah.
Nice balance.
Yeah.
We make a good team.
And so surprisingly, you can pull Sebastian out of his emotional states.
Well, I'm glad you found common ground.
I think that Sebastian showed great emotional maturity, and we should give him a gold star today.
I think Wrath.
After Wrath yelled at him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
I also think Wrath is just get the wish spell and we can do whatever we want.
I mean, yeah, like why are we missing the whole point of this? Like you get the wish spell, you can like wish for things that you could only ever not achieve. Like
listen,
there's so many more things you can do.
When I'm playing
a staff is nothing.
When I'm playing Sebastian, I don't necessarily think about anything except for like how the situation makes me feel, and then I just act based on that.
Well, with that, a big thank you to Jill, Kelly, and Joe for planning in today.
And a huge thank you to Kyle for keeping us on track today. And a big thank you to Monty.
Yes.
I feel like this session had implications that there could have been a whole lot of combat, but we decided to talk our way through.
Yeah. I think that's one of the... I think that there's always ways that things could have gone very differently.
Well, I don't even know what the scenario where we tried to break into the vaults would have looked like. That would have been difficult.
That would have been a really nice team party kill.
It would have been difficult, but I mean... I think one of the things to remember is that you can always decide to do things differently, and I had everything built and set up on the possibility of anything happening. And so,
Even letting the gnome out?
oh yeah, you should see that thing's stats. Release
Our
the gnome.
backup plan. If anything ever goes wrong, release the gnome.
Engage. Go run free, my friend.
Yeah, okay, if like
You think Delirium could be bad? Why don't you get this gnome out there in Drakkenheim?
Give him the magic carpet and let him just like fly away.
if things ever get so bad that it's like we are losing Drakkenheim, we're releasing the gnome.
That's last case, worst
That's
case.
our
Last ditch
scenario.
effort.
Plan Z.
The world is destroyed, we have failed, release the gnome.
Yeah,
see what
there's
happens.
nothing left. Release. Now we have that in our back pocket.
And a big thank you to some amazing talented artists who create this amazing stuff. Monty built some amazing terrains with Dwarven Forge. We have Hero Forge and WizKids miniatures, music by Tabletop Audio, and player character artwork by Elizabeth Pro. Go and check them out. Use them in your own tabletop games.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Did I say amazing?
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store where you can find all of your favorite Dungeons and shirts. And of course, if you want to bring Drakkenheim to your table at home, check it out at drakkenheim.com.
Our work would not be possible without the generosity and support of our incredible Patreon supporters. If you enjoy the work that we do here, consider becoming a patron of the show. The links are right down below.
You can also join our Discord community exclusive for our patrons, so you can talk about all things Drakkenheim, all things D&D. You can even watch the next episode of Drakkenheim right now if you are a Patreon member, because you get early access to episodes. And then you can hop into our Discord and chat with us about all of the secrets of the terrible mistakes that we've made, or, you know, the attempts to not be super emotional all the time. Yeah, come chat with us there.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time in Drakkenheim.
you.